KC to Mount Thomas 208. Can you attend an offender spot at the rail yard?
Reckon they're still here?
Yeah, well, if I catch one, I'm going to have him for lunch. My hamburger's getting cold in the car.
All right, I'll go this way. No way for a young girl to behave, huh?
Get off me, let go!
Chance.
Hey! I've seen your face, buddy! Roadrunner.
What have you got there?
Van lives them at the railway yards. Her name's Eva.
Eva Brick.
Funny, haha. It wasn't us, right? She's Mrs. Mendel's youngest.
Lucky Mrs. Mendel's.
Well, I'll give her a call. Can I get something to eat? I'm starving. Not my lunch.
Go on, come on, Constable. Look at it, you can see right through her. There you go, Eva, it's cold anyway.
Thank you.
All right, come on, let's go.
Oh, boss. Do you know Gail Russell?
Gail Russell?
Clark. She used to be a clerk at 10 Mile Creek.
Oh, yeah, Gail Clark. What about her?
Well, I think I saw her boy at the railway yards today. Apparently, he's a fast little runner at school, and this kid was quick.
Oh, and you couldn't catch him?
Find it hard to believe, McKinley.
They call him the road runner at school. Oh, mountain dry cleaning. Is Mrs. Mendel's there, please?
What's this all about?
Some kids were having a smashing time down the rail yards.
School holidays are here again.
Eva, your mum wants to take you home.
We saw the broken windows in those carriages.
You just don't get it, do you? We don't do that. That's not why we're there.
Then why are you there?
We don't go down there to bust things up.
What do you go down to the railway yards for?
Why should we believe you when you say you don't bust things up?
We don't trash trains.
Constable McKinley?
Interview suspended at 2:45 to speak to Constable Doyle.
There's a Mrs. Gail Russell here, says that you want to speak to her.
Know that name, do you, Eva?
No.
Mrs. Russell, we're making certain inquiries and we need to talk to your son. Jared, is it?
Jared, yes, or Jed, everyone calls him. What's he done?
We're looking into an incident of being unlawfully on premises and possibly criminal damage to railway property.
Railway property. Well, you'll be battling to keep him out of there.
Why is that, Mrs. Russell?
Well, trains, he's crazy about them.
Really?
So where is Jared? Jed?
You'll have to ask his dad that.
He's with his father, is he?
He wanted to go to his father, so you've got to learn the hard way, haven't you?
Learn what, Mrs. Russell?
You go and see Jim. You talk to him.
Jim Russell? We'd like to talk to you about your son, Jed.
Some damage was done at the rail yards by kids this morning. Do you know where Jared was today?
No.
Well, his mother says he lives with you, and we'd like to question him, so it'd be...
You go find him and ask him.
He's 15 years old. You're his father. We need your cooperation in dealing with this.
What's he supposed to have damaged?
A carriage window was broken.
A broken window.
That's right. So would you like to come with us to your home so we can check if Jared's there?
I've got to get back to work.
Mr. Russell, do you even care where your son is?
You caught up with the father, then?
Yeah, thought it was worth.
Yeah, something wrong with Constable Doyle's
There's something wrong with everybody, McKinley. That's what keeps us in work. Be specific.
Adam, can you tell him?
Well, Nutter, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's got some sort of problem. I don't know.
What time is this?
So we've got a group of school kids vandalising government property, and you two have run out of ideas, right?
No. Jed Russell's the ringleader, I reckon.
Why is that?
Well, he's the fastest runner.
Yes, he's quick, but he's like strong and gutsy. It's body language. You can read it.
Okay, Mr. Neil, we'll get someone to come down straight away.
Well, Brian Neal, the station master.
Yep.
So that thing was on the tracks.
Spotted it half an hour before the express came through here.
How would they get it on there? It looks like it weighs a ton.
The question is, how did those hoons get it here from the yards? And there's your answer. The ever-reliable rail trailer. Intended for use behind a motorised trike, but it can be pushed by hand.
Would that have derailed the train?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
So, was there a serious intent to cause an accident, do you reckon?
Oh, I mean, it was extremely heavy and it was laying on the main northern tracks, I suppose. Yes.
Well, you disturbed 3 kids in the yard, right?
Yeah.
Well, could the 3 of them have hoiked this bit of material onto the trolley to get it down?
Well, it wouldn't be easy. One of them was that girl.
He means it wouldn't be easy because only one of them was a girl.
Exactly. And anyway, we only saw 3 of them. There could have been more.
All right, you two go and bring in Jed Russell and his father as quick as you can. PJ, you and Maggie check out on this derailment. People could have been killed.
Give us the odd if you need a hand with the nuffy.
All this aggro is about a broken window.
It's a bit more serious than that now, Mr. Russell.
What have you been up to?
Nothing.
Don't give me nothing and get away from that.
Man, who broke in the first place, eh?
So who did all this? Adam, look, there's people.
That's awesome, isn't it? Pretty real.
Jed, do you do all this in your spare time?
What do you care? Who are you anyway?
I'm Constable Dash McKinley from Mount Thomas Police. I guess you know what we're here about?
You're a bloody idiot.
Mr. Russell, this is a serious matter. We need you and your son to accompany us down to the police station.
Do you know a young lady called Eva Mendels?
You mean Lever?
Lever? What is this, a nickname?
All the guys Lever, eh?
Oh, so she's Lever and you're Roadrunner.
Were you the only one at the railways this afternoon, Jed?
Gee, I don't know.
We saw at least 3 of you, Jed.
Yeah? For real?
What do you know about a piece of rail line that was placed over the tracks?
What piece of rail line?
Jed, what were you and your mates doing on railway property?
We just go there.
He likes trains.
How'd you get in?
We climbed the fence, same as always.
Did you cut a chain on the gate?
No.
Did you break a carriage window?
No, must have been the other guys.
Come on, mate, you and your gang don't go there for nothing, do they? Excuse me, Mr. Russell. Now, Jed, railway property was damaged, the piece of rail was placed over
I'm
the tracks, you were there.
talking to you.
Excuse me, Mr.
He
Russell.
told you he didn't do any of this.
Yeah, well, that's something we're trying to establish, sir.
Yeah, but he's told you.
Well, that may or may not be the truth.
Are you saying he's a liar?
Mr. Russell, you're not here to take part in the interview, Mr.
I'm supposed to listen to you interrogating him and say nothing. Is that what you're saying?
Interview suspended at 4:45 p.m. for Senior Detective House.
Don't come the bureaucratic bull with me, fella.
You're going to have to leave the room, please, Mr. Russell.
Well, you give the orders around here and the rest of us jump.
Yeah, well, the plan is to meet at the Imperial. We could even make it into some sort of semi-regular get-together. Snow, I'll call you back, mate. Oh, give me strength.
Shut up! Shut up!
What's going on here?
You're the one in charge.
No, it's not a problem.
Dad, why don't you just quit?
All right, that's enough. You, Mr. Russell.
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Sergeant Croydon, and yes, I am in charge. Would somebody please tell me what's going on?
Go on, Dad, tell me you don't take orders anymore.
Civilians. I wouldn't know. You were too young to go, you're too young to know.
Not quite sure what you're on about, Mr. Russell.
I think I know, PJ. Take the boy out. Just do it.
He's going crazy.
Just go, Constable.
Don't let him touch you.
Vietnam?
Were you there?
Called up in 68, infantry, 5 RAR. I was there in 69. You?
Mate, I was there last night. I'm right, mate.
As I was saying, I know most of the Vietnam vets around here. Pretty good bunch of blokes, all in all.
Yeah, I met a couple of them.
As it turns out, I'm sort of organiser-in-chief of this reunion. Well, it's more of a get-together, really, next weekend. You want to come along? I guarantee we won't tell worries.
No, mate, I'm right as I am.
Quite a few of us have got kids, you know. I mean, I've got 2 daughters, Susan and Anna. Susan's at uni. This is Anna. My grandson, Sam.
Yeah. Gail and me broke up 3 years ago.
It's tough. I lost my wife in an accident.
I'm sorry, mate.
There last night.
Every night, mate.
Hero.
I reckon I'll make this the last.
Yeah. Keep in touch, eh?
What's going to happen about the boy?
Well, we'll be looking into all that.
Hey, on your feet.
You wanted to see me?
That piece of rail that was laid across the tracks, any dibs and dabs of it?
No, it's too much rust. There's a few doubtfuls from the rail trial they used, but we're waiting on those.
Young Eva Mendels and Jed Russell claim they didn't do any criminal damage. Have a word to Brian Neal, the station master, see if you can find out about any other sus activity.
Yeah, righto. What do you make of Jed Russell's old man? Well, it's pretty obvious why the boy's hanging out in a gang. Just not much to go home to.
The father has a few problems, PJ, yes.
Well, they say to these blokes they can be fined for years and just snap.
Not all Vietnam veterans are loonies, PJ, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I know. I've just met a few people who've been on the edge, that's all.
Well, you needn't concern yourself about this.
Keep it in the family, Now, Brian, the piece that these numbnuts laid across the track was, what, 3.5 metres. Now, what would you say that weighed?
Oh, about 50 kilos per metre.
Did you get a look at these kids?
They were dodging in and out of the carriages. I mean, it's difficult to say. And they all wore beanies, you know, and they had jackets on.
Okay. What colour?
Dark beanies, dark jackets. But they had colours here.
Well, like a brand name?
No, just strips of orange.
Well, none of Jed's gang had colours, did they?
Nah, only two had beanies on.
So someone else was down there?
What, two separate gangs?
Well, if you're in a gang, you've got to have someone to go up against, otherwise there's no point, is there?
So, this gang with colours, do we know them?
I don't know about the arm patches, but Vinnie's mob are into black beanies and black jackets.
Yeah, Nick saw half the teenagers in Mount Thomas.
Yeah, but it's all about territory, isn't it? And Vinnie's mob hang out in Pinball Paradise.
Yes, which isn't far from the rail yard.
Exactly.
Vinnie. Does this Vinnie have a surname?
Well, I guess he does, but it's probably unpronounceable. His parents came out here by boat, and we're not talking the QET. Oh, just take a seat, son.
Where are you from, Vincent?
Mount Thomas.
Originally, I mean.
Cabramatta.
What we mean is, where are your parents from?
Vietnam.
But you were born in Australia, though, weren't you?
Yeah.
Now, Vincent Nguyen, that how you pronounce it?
Urdu.
Who are your mates in Mount Thomas?
Some guys.
Well, you hang out with some guys in the pinball parlour, don't you?
Me.
Yeah, you, Frankie Arrigo, the Greek from Scrubby Creek. Mustafa, what's his name?
So?
We've had complaints about you and your gang.
They're not my gang. They're just mates.
But you stick together, though, don't you?
Yeah. Well, we look out for each other, don't we? Got to in Mount Thomas.
Why aren't you in uniform today?
What?
The uniform, jacket with patches, your colours.
What's he on about?
Do you own a jacket with orange bits on the shoulder?
Gee, I can't remember.
Do you wear a jacket?
Yeah, I guess.
So where is it?
Home.
We're going to have to take a look at that.
Vinnie, where were you yesterday, you and your mates, about 1 o'clock?
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out at the rail yards, were you?
So how many are you expecting?
Oh, I think we get about 20. Yeah, maybe a few more if you leave.
Definites?
Well, by next weekend, it'll be about 20. Yeah, 3 so far.
That'd be right. You lot keep yourselves to yourselves, don't you?
Once word gets around, I'm sure we'll have the numbers.
It's a pity you lot can't feel a bit more proud than what you do. But it's better than it was. But then, by all accounts, it was a pretty dirty war and probably should never have been fought.
When you're in the middle of a firefight, you don't ask yourself if it's a war you ought to be fighting.
No. Anyway, I'll cater for around 20. How about cold chicken salad? Hello? Anyone home?
Oh, do you know Jim and Gail Russell? She was a
Yes,
clerk.
of course I know. He gave her a hell of a time. Well, you know, for 5 years he was going from job to job, screaming abuse at her and then not speaking at her for weeks and then just generally drinking himself stupid.
No, he's a returned man. You've got to expect him to have a few problems. I was thinking of asking
Few
him...
problems? Are you serious? Didn't you hear what he did to her? She woke up one night and found him standing outside in the pouring rain, still as a statue. She tried to get him to come in. He broke her jaw. You didn't hear about that? No, well, I suppose some people like to keep it in the family.
can come in if you want to.
What's your dad about?
Yeah, but I wouldn't try talking to him. He was on the grog last night.
Oh, Jed, I wanted to have a word with you as well. For 500.
Yeah, what do you want?
G'day. This is dedicated to the 500.
Yeah. I've been writing something. You know, you do the things you think might help.
Has it helped?
It doesn't bring it back, does it? Yeah, mate, I know them all. Farmer's son, killed. June the 12th, 1971. Sales rep, shot in the head, February the 8th, 1968. The shearer, blown up, February the 1st, 1970. The bank clerk, enemy mine, 29th of May, 1970. Sapper, multiple wounds, flock toy, 22nd...
This doesn't help, does it?
Yeah, you're bloody right, it doesn't. Jesus.
What's this?
VC, souvenir.
You think it's a good idea having something like this around the house? It's Jed you've got to think of now. There's no future in the past, mate.
I've got to get my mind clear, mate. I've got to stop living it every night.
Have you tried counselling?
It wouldn't work. Not for me.
Well, it's worked for some people. I know some of them. You ought to come and meet them, for Jed's sake.
You on about your reunion? Come and meet the guys?
It couldn't do any harm, could it?
Go, mate.
Ah, so this is Vinny, eh?
Yes, we're just taking Mr. Guyon home to pick up his jacket.
Ween, whereabouts are your parents from, Vinny?
Vietnam.
What province? Vietnam, eh?
Oh, mate.
Right, now some of them might have jackets with colour patches, but none of them was at the rail yards yesterday morning, quote unquote.
Boss, it's really going to be difficult identifying individuals here.
Anything from fingerprints here?
No, nothing.
All right, we go back down there if we have to. We find a witness, anything. I want this sorted out quick, smart.
Listen, boss, if there were two gangs, it's going to be really difficult proving who it was.
Yeah, what concerns me is there are two gangs. One of them led by the son of a Vietnam vet, and the other one by a Vietnamese kid.
You reckon the rails might be a bit of a battleground?
Well, if they are, I don't want any old scores being settled. The war is over.
Now, Brian, these are the old bits?
The defective track, yes.
Right. And they're the new?
The rail closures, ready for speedy replacement whenever necessary.
Come here, you little faggot! Hey, Guy?
Forget it. You all right, mate?
Stand up.
Have you spoken to young Jed? Because another young bloke's been bashed. I think he might be the third member of Jed's little gang, Todd Knight.
Yeah, he's a mate of Jed's. Tom, listen, this is about Jed. Excuse me, boss. The night boy sticking to his story. He says it was a friendly scuffle between mates.
Friendly scuffle? He was really badly beaten by Vinny and his mates.
Vinny knew him.
You know about him?
There's no love lost there, mate. What happened? Well, Todd was down at the rail yards and Vinny's gang jumped him.
I'd say that Todd was actually on patrol.
Patrol? What is this?
It's a little war between rival gangs.
Tom, there's something you want to know.
Boss, also, Doyle found a drink can down at the yards. There could be some prints from it.
All right, follow it up. We're checking on that jacket, right?
Yeah.
Shut the door, PJ. All right, what is it?
You must have heard what happened to Todd. The VC knife's gone. I reckon Jed's taken it.
You think he'd use it?
Oh, mate, he's never been in real trouble. Never.
All right. Let's just pray he doesn't do anything stupid before we find him. I want the whole lot of them brought in and sorted out, all right?
Yeah, Mags and Nick, can you keep the rally under surveillance?
Cooper, McKinley, round up the odds and sods in Vinny's gang. Bring them in. And be warned, Jed Russell could be carrying a knife.
What sort of a knife?
Oh, it's a Viet Cong souvenir of his old man's. A combat knife, blade about this long.
Wasn't it Stu who said they weren't all crazy? All right, you lot, break it up. We'll just have a chat about it, shall we?
If we have a talk, we'll be able to sort it all out.
Keep out of it. Yeah, we'll sort him out.
Leave it where it is, thanks.
Fighting's not going to solve anything.
Go on, you give me your dad's knife, boy. No one's going to get hurt. I'm not going to say please, dear boy.
This isn't LA or New York. Now, you two are the ringleaders in this, and what you are going to do is fix things between yourselves, right? You got that clear? Yes? It isn't even a fair fight. I mean, you lot, you're all older, bigger, there's more of you.
They don't scare me.
Well, they should, mate. Vinny, there's other matters we need to talk about, like criminal damage, conduct endangering life, so you might want to watch your step.
We don't settle things on the street. We use the boxing ring, the footy field, whatever. Now, we don't need you down there guarding the rail yard. And we don't intend to let you cause any damage down there. You got that through your heads?
We know where you hang out, so we know where to come looking for you.
We might drop into the pinball parlour from time to time.
All right, you, on your way.
Now, Vinny.
Jed, you stay put. I want a word with you. What was the idea of this? Why did you take the knife, Jed? You steal a weapon like this, you put yourself and others at serious risk. You realise you could be charged with being in possession of a regulated weapon.
Yeah, he didn't get it off any VC. He wasn't even in any fighting.
Son, what goes on in your head?
He was a mechanic. He fixed motors. Didn't even fight.
Jed, perhaps you don't know everything about this.
Yeah, what do you know?
Take my advice, son. Go home. Tom Croydon. Yes, Chris. Well, he was in here this arvo. How long's he been there? All right, tell the others to leave him to me.
Hail, you sons of Anzac, who answered your country's bloody call, who travelled to that foreign land and gave your bloody all.
He's away.
Yeah, well, Chris has given his nursemaid a call, so we'll be right.
Oh, you're full of compassion,
I just
aren't you?
came down here for a quiet beer, that's all.
You were too young to know.
Yes, mate, and he's too young to go. We've seen all the movies.
I salute you, empty heroes. Almost broken in mind and spirit. You know, who cares? Who cares? Who bloody cares?
You go sit down before you fall down, mate.
White mice. It's what you are.
Good luck to you too, Dig.
Do one for me and one for the side.
Sorry, bar's closed to you.
I reckon we ought to go back to my place, eh? A cup of coffee wouldn't go astray, would it?
Oh, Tom. You're a good boy.
Yeah.
Mate, look at the white mice.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Pied mice?
South Vietnamese civilian police.
Oh, you're right, PJ. They're all bloody crazy, that's for sure.
Shut up, Cooper. You've got your boy. He needs you. You don't think they do. I mean, they give you so much cheek and heartache as they're growing up, but they do. Look, my eldest girl, Anna, I mean, she shot through, did her own thing, but they come back, mate. I mean, she came back with a grandchild. Till that happens to you, you don't know what a family is, not really.
I'm no good for Jed.
It's bull. You're his dad.
Something's gone inside me, mate.
You're going to let them win, are you? Listen, when I was coming home, the captain came on the PA and he said, "Those lights down there, that's Australia." I looked out the window and I cried, mate. Then we got to Mascot and they threw tomatoes at us and spat on us. I thought I would die of shame. But I realised that one day they would apologise to us, that somehow we would make them understand. That's all I hoped, anyway. Anyway, I reckon that started to happen.
I want you to read what I'm writing.
Can I talk to somebody?
Eva.
Hi, can I see the sergeant or the detective or somebody?
Well, I can help you, or see Detective Hashin. What's the problem?
It's Jed and Vinny. You won't tell them, will you?
What's going on?
Okay, would you mind telling Sergeant Croydon what you told us, please?
You're the Durbrain you said to play footy game.
Eva, come on.
Yeah, well, someone's going to get hurt because of him, aren't they?
Would somebody please tell me what this is about?
They're going to race the train.
What?
Jed has challenged Vinny to race St David's train.
Jed's a real fast runner, but Vinny's not going to let him win. There's no way.
Would you please tell me exactly what they plan to do?
There's a place where the train from St David's slows down, as Tipper Grey Jed says. And if you're quick enough, you can race it to the foot crossing and get across before it comes.
Well, what does that prove?
Whoever wins keeps the territory.
It wins gang rights to the rail yard.
Oh, I don't believe
It was
this.
your dumb idea.
Shut it, thanks.
Do we know where this section of track is?
Eva?
No.
What time's the next train from St David's due?
Check it out.
And get on to Brian, Neil, Doyle, take Cooper and McKinley, see if you can find these two galahs now. I'm going to try and find Jim Russell. It's time he took responsibility for that boy of his.
So it won't be happening again.
I hope you're right. But to be honest, I'd like $1 for every bloke who's sorry the next morning.
G'day. I saw the council truck parked outside.
He just came in to apologise for last night.
Walter in the truck doesn't look too happy.
Well, let him wait. I'm going to chuck this job anyway. Go back to the railways. Used to drive a train, Tom. Did you know that?
Mate, listen, I need you to come with me.
Is it Jed?
You've got to be a proper father for him. If you can't be, he's better off with Gail.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
think we've got all day, do you?
Walter, something's come up.
Are you in trouble with the law now?
No,
is
it's
he?
nothing like that.
Strick, you think they'd know better than give one of those blokes a start?
What?
This bloke was in Vietnam, mate. You're not there, like.
No. I was in Vietnam as well. So were 500 Aussie boys who didn't come back. You know what they were like? Well, we do. They were our mates.
Mate.
Don't you use the word mate to me. Come on, Jim, let's go.
There they are.
No, Thomas 258 to VKC. We've cited the teenagers involved.
Wait! Bloody go! Jed!
Jed. Jed.
Jed? Jed?
I'm sorry.
No. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Dad.
I know, love. I know. Look, you just come home with me now, all right? Just come with me.
I can't. Can I?
Yes, you can, love. Don't you worry. It's going to be all right. Come on.
Mrs. Russell, I can give you a lift home, if you like.
Thanks. Jed, you go and get in the car. Go on, go with Constable Doyle.
Come on, Jed.
It was my fault. It was because of me.
No, Jed. It's because he loved you.
I can take care of him. But that's all I'm going to do.
Well, there are things to be seen to, Mrs. Russell. Funeral arrangements.
I'm doing nothing. Not for that mongrel.
It's hard to believe.
I guess he was there. He actually saw it all happen.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Would you like a drink?
Yeah, all right. I'll be here.
You all right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm all right. What about Jed and his mum?
Well, Gar's called the family doctor. It's going to need a lot of help.
Yeah.
Look, I know this is not the time, boss, but... Are you sure it was an accident? Well, it's just that the old man was pretty disturbed at the time.
I never thought of that.
Look, he didn't top himself, if that's what you're suggesting.
No, I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying that it
PJ,
happens.
he gave his life for his sons. It was one of the bravest things I've ever seen. I want to make sure he's buried with honour.
What, you're organising the funeral?
That's right.
What about the family?
Oh, there are a few problems there.
Yeah, we heard.
I want the funeral to go well for Jed's sake as much as for his dad's.
Yeah, fair enough. Guess a few of his older army buddies will be there, eh?
Well, if I've got anything to do with it, they will be.
Right, well, I'll be off. All the best, eh? See you.
Listen, boss, some of us could come in uniform for Jed's sake.
He didn't know.
Here we
Hello, who have we got here?
Vincent Yuan. Welcome to the palace. Boss left yet?
No, he's still in his office, PJ. Actually, Nick, are you going to go?
No, it wasn't on the agenda.
Oh, what about you two?
I don't really think the boss wants us there, Maggie.
It's better than nobody at all, isn't
Well,
it?
I don't know, is it? Funerals are funny things. But what sort of a funeral would you like for yourself, Dash?
I'll probably have to hire the town hall with all my bloody rallies.
And they dance the night away, I bet.
Family and close friends, I reckon.
Yeah, well, we'll organise a phone box for you then.
Oh, very funny. What about you, Nick?
I reckon I'd like to have a wake. And then after that, before I go, I couldn't give a stuff what happens to me after that.
Fair enough.
Now, Vinny, your prints were found on a drink can in Mount Thomas Rail Yards. Can you explain that?
Bought it at the pinball parlour. Must have chucked it over the fence after I drunk it.
Gee whiz, you must have a hell of a throwing arm there, Vincent.
Yeah, and it landed upright half full. Come on.
So why don't you do us a favour, mate, and tell us the truth here?
I go down and Jed Russell walks away, eh?
No, his father died, Vinny. I wouldn't say he got off lightly.
He's crazy. His dad's been smeared and he still wants to go on with it.
Go on with what?
He still wants to run the race again.
Do that?
He's down there now.
I don't want Jed anywhere near that train.
You'd better hurry up. The next train from St David's is due in 10 minutes.
You want a bit of advice, Vincent?
From you?
Yeah, from me. Now, mate, I know how you feel. You know, all the names get called, all that sort of stuff. But you want to fight these players. He's just gone. You with me? Now, Aussies aren't that bright, mate. Greeks, Itai, Slopes, Lebos. We're a lot smarter.
Jed? Come on. Let's go and say goodbye to your dad, eh? I was over there for about a year. Same place as your dad, but later on. Knew your dad. I had some good times. Some not so good. But when your dad was there, it was pretty bad. The Aussies fought the Battle of Long Tan while he was there. There was a rubber plantation, pouring rain. There was a rock concert playing back at the base. Told your own little Paddy. You wouldn't remember him, I wouldn't think, but apparently the patrols could hear the music out in the jungle. And then they came upon the enemy. Full-blown VC offensive, about 2,500 of them. And 100 of our blokes held them off. A lot of the enemy were killed, as many as we lost in the whole war, they reckon. And 18 of our blokes.
Yeah, but he didn't fight.
Jed, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody who was there fought. I mean, you didn't know who the enemy was. It got so you only trusted blokes wearing an Aussie uniform.
He was only a mechanic.
Have you read this?
No.
Well, he'd want you to.
I don't want to read it.
Look, he wasn't just writing it for himself. He was writing it for other people, I think, in the hope that maybe they'd understand. They were our mates from D Company who had died. The day before, the Viet Cong shelled our base with 82mm mortar bombs. 21 wounded. After Long Tan, they brought those 18 back by APC. Whenever we worked on those personnel carriers after Long Tan, we felt we should have been out there with our mates. You could still smell their blood. I remember that day, not just for the ones killed at Long Tan, but for every man who was in the swamps and the jungles of a place we should never have been sent to. It was August the 18th, 1966. Jed, I reckon your father would want you to be there for him today.
So what are you saying? He was a hero or something?
That's what I'm saying. The others must have gone straight to the chapel.
Yeah. So why does anyone care anyway?
About what?
About a lump of stone with a few names on it.
We care because these names were young men and women. All right?
Yeah.
Hey, look, here comes someone now.
Oh, one old guy.
Two old guys. Norm, how are you?
G'day, Tom. Good to see you again, mate.
That's Jed Russell.
Nice to meet you, Jed.
G'day. Oh, here comes some others.
There you go. James Ernest Russell was 20 years old when he was drafted into the 2nd National Service intake in September 1965. He was not a soldier. He was a young man who was asked to become a soldier.
I think we'll get along all right now, won't we, Jed?
I'd still like to help.
You have helped.
Dad's book. Can I have it?
Yeah, of course you can, mate.
Jed's going to bring the train set over to our place too. We're going to set it up in the shed out the back.
Gail, you've heard of legacy.
Oh, yes.
It's about the privilege of accepting the legacy of a fallen comrade, helping their kids get a good education, a decent lifestyle.
Yeah, big deal.
Well, it is a big deal, as a matter of fact. Anyway, anything I can do through legacy for Jed, I'd be more than happy to do.
Thanks, Tom. Well, Jed, what do you say?
Yeah, thanks.
Just try and stay out of trouble, will you? If I were you, I'd join the local athletics club. He's well named, Roadrunner. Potential champ, according to Dash McKinley.
Hear that, Jed?
No, she's dead set slow.
Boss, have you had any lunch yet? Dash is going out. She can get you something if you like.
It's all right, we had some sandwiches. I'm going out myself in a minute. Thanks, anyway.
Good, no worries then. Did a few people turn up?
It was a good turnout.
You would have been pleased.
Yes, it would have been.
Boss, were you in the same unit?
No, just the same war.